What's happening, people? Welcome to Saeed TV. No match preview, none of that stuff. The season is over. The season is over, and Manchester United have zilch. Zero, nada, nothing. We are officially without trophies again for another season. I don't know how this will last, but it is what it is, people. Before I start the video, you know what I always do? I introduce the guest. Big up to Statman Bays in the building. What are you telling me, bro? Everything good?
I'm still so frustrated from the other day. I was it now 4 years without a trophy. Adding another year now. Disgrace.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Adam, how's it going there, man? I've not even really had to chat with you. I was in London one night for the watch along with Don Robbie's channel. I see bits and bobs of you. I see your brother. Oh my God, mate. He was absolutely raging, but
oh mate, you know what? I was all right up until Wednesday. I'm ill now. I've got the flu, so I'm blaming United for giving me the flu.
Yeah.
I was all right before the game, and then absolutely rotten after it. Pretty much like everything else going on with our club right now, mate. It fits well, doesn't it? It's not a happy camp. Let's just say that, eh?
Yeah, absolutely not, man. But people, before we start this video, big up to everybody who tuned in. I just went past 31k, so big up to everybody who supported the channel. And yeah, man, you know what to do before we start the video. Like the video and also share the video across all your social platforms and make sure you subscribed to the channel. I'm gonna start with you, Adam. No trophy. Villarreal taught us a lesson in terms of mentality, willingness to win, willingness to, it meant something to them. They were game ready. A manager who's tactical, knew what he was doing at every single point of the game. They never looked. A lot of people said to me, we played better than them and all that. I don't think they were. They never sweat. They never really we never pegged them back. We never kind of exposed them. They were confident. They were brave. And ultimately, mate, they did the job on us, mate. Unai Emery. Another European trophy. That's 4.
They weren't even brave, mate. I won't even give them that. They didn't have to be anything special to beat us. They didn't have to be, like when they say the underdogs have to have their best game and the favourites have to be below par. It wasn't even that for Villarreal. It wasn't even that, mate. We got beat by a 4-4-2 with average players in a crap Spanish league for a team that came 7th in that league. First time they've been to a final, let alone a European Cup final. And lo and behold, United lay down and just let them walk all over them. We didn't challenge their keeper once, mate. I mean, I can't remember their keeper having to make any save of significance at all in the game. We never looked like we was at the races from the start. And in the end, you get what you deserve in football. We didn't deserve nothing from that game. We were pathetic. It was atrocious. I was lost for words. I'd never felt so deflated in my life. And now we have to sit on that for God knows how many months. What made it worse was the interviews afterwards. Rashford coming out and openly admitted that he's been injured since September. I mean, he's all right him saying he's behind the process and everything that's going on. But we all knew. And we all speculated, and people would say, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. How do you know that the man's injured?" It's quite clear. It's quite clear. And Rashford actually came out on national TV and said it himself. And a few other players were injured. I don't think he realised what he was saying at the time. But for me, it's just another nail in the coffin of how poorly this club is run, how bad it's run on the pitch right now. And now we've got to sit through a summer, which we all know is just going to be even more frustrating than what we're watching on the pitch. So, as a United fan right now, deflation is the one word you could probably use more than any. I just haven't got any hope, mate. I don't feel like this hope inside me that anything's going to change. I mean, we've got to sit through the Euros now. Then we'll have pre-season.
Same as Ollie, really.
You know what I mean? We don't have to wait for Molly now. He's done. His job's done. You don't have to do another interview now until we come back.
Oh, thank God for that. Thank God for that.
Your 3-year contract.
That's it.
Well,
if he signs that contract, then it's basically just saying, look, we give up. we give up. Because he was part of the United Way programme that was on Sky One, and me making a stupid mistake, watched that the night before the final.
Oh,
He's part of it. He's part of it. He's part of the programme, saying United have to do this, they have to do that, they have to play this. It's embedded in the United DNA. And we ran that game there. We ran on that pitch scared shitless, mate. Absolutely petrified of making a mistake. Not one player rising to the occasion. A few players could say they were all right. I felt gutted for Greenwood, Cavani. Else there? McTominay had an all right second half, but even then, everyone was poor. It was poor football on the pitch. It was poor management on the sidelines. There's so many things we can take away from it and dissect in that game, but it pretty much summed up the whole season, didn't it? Again. Right at the end of the season, the team ends up burning out, look deprived of any idea what they were doing at all. And I go back to it again. This is a team that was 7th in La Liga, a shit league, which everyone admittedly has said has been well under par this season. And we did not lay a glove on them, mate. It was diabolical. It was pathetic. It was... demoralizing. It's probably the best word I can use, mate.
Honest, you know what I mean? I don't know why you're telling me that, bro, because that makes me even more depressed. We'll just be out of the Champions League and we'll be back in the Europa League, mate. And Ollie will see that as a trophy to win. And then we'll get back to the end. And I tell you what, mate, I don't think there'll be a Granada in the quarterfinals. I don't think there'll be one of them now. I think next season, mate, you'll be seeing top dollars in there, mate. We've got a super chat here from Arsenal. Zayn Miasi is here in the building. I don't know what he's trying to say, but he's saying we are getting content. Don't try and nick it from us. Bro. I don't know if you're going to get him.
2 points. 2 points there, Zayn, mate, my man. You're not getting Conte because he needs money. The only reason he's leaving Inter Milan is because they're not paying him enough and he's not getting what he wants. And on the other part, forget United getting him, mate. So... you don't need to worry about that on that side of it either.
And also, what happened to Rodgers, Zayn? I thought you wanted Brendan Rodgers. You kept harping on about Brendan Rodgers all the time. You know what I mean? Actually, someone says, actually, pot 1 is easier than pot 2. I think that's what the whole point, what he said, I think, Anas. Statman, how are you feeling? Before we dissect everything that happened, how are you feeling in terms of the kind of post-mortem, what they call it? I think it's a post-mortem, isn't it? How's a post-mortem for you when you analyse after a few days? Your head's rested, you know what I mean? You can think a bit clearer. How are you feeling?
I'm still baffled. How are you waiting until the 100th minute to make a sub? And then you make the wrong sub?
I can't believe it.
Like, I kept saying it. Look at the bench. You have Diallo, who, let's be honest here, I wasn't too sure of him at the beginning, but when he's played, he's looked very good so far. And that's not Ole Gunnar Solskjaer signing. We got Donny van der Beek on the bench, another Ole Gunnar Solskjaer signing. And he didn't come on. We got Alex Telles on the bench, who, let's be honest here, I think Luke Shaw's been one of our better players this season, but he did not have a good game.
I think not been playing well last couple of games.
He's not been playing well for a couple of weeks.
Exactly.
I said, what did I say on the stream? I said play Alex Telles in the final, and people laughed at me. Laughed at me.
But even you're not going to start Alex Telles, fine. But you got Cavani up top. We're not creating any chances. I think the keeper made one save the entire game. Bring on Alex Telles for Cavani. Did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer do any of that? The answer is no.
No.
So how can you still? I kept saying it. Like if you're Ole in, you're either paid by the club or you're deluded at this point. His in-game management is a joke. And then, secondly, as much as I want to blame Oli, some of these plays, Bruno Fernandes, I backed the guy in this entire season. Remember I said Bruno FC?
Yeah.
Another final, another big game, missing. Shocking performance. Rashford, I backed the guy this entire season. Shocking in the final.
Yeah.
Pogba, in the second half. Like, you're being outperformed by Scott McTominay. If Scott McTominay is one of the best players on the pitch, I think that just says a lot. Or from United side. If Scott McTominay is outperforming a World Cup winner,
I think question marks. I kind of, I applauded McTominay, but it's as if I'm not trying to put him down or anything, but he did a lot, but without doing a lot because he went and he gave everything. I think he gave his mentality.
Do you know what it was, Saeed, mate? Do you know what it was?
He looked the best of our bad boys.
McTominay did his job, but no one else did theirs. That's why McTominay looked better than everyone else. That's what it was.
That is it. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? And for me, right, I just look at the whole game and I think, Adam, is anything improving? Are we getting any better under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? That's for me the biggest question we have to ask ourselves. Ole in or Ole out? Listen, I'm not talking about anything else. I think a lot of people, a lot of fans who are supporting Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, they're thinking of the unknown, which is, but what if he gets us that one trophy, then it can kickstart everything? But he's not getting the principles right. In-game management for 3 years, Adam, has been absolute shambles. 3 years. Every time making subs late, it affects the game. You give the momentum to the other team. It gives them more confidence. And then you're just saying, no. I'm going to wait for an individual moment to happen. It don't work like that, football. And again, he's given the momentum to the other opposition, and they grow into the game. Villarreal and Unai Emery, they grew into the game.
They made 5 subs before we did one.
This is the problem, mate. I mean, you know, I've been as fair as I think I possibly can be.
You can, yeah. And
I've kept with it, and I've always waited till the end of the season. I said, wait, the results are in. I just did a show on this on my channel earlier on.
Yeah.
And I said, look, everything's done and dusted. Yeah, we had a chance. We had the final. This was the showpiece. This was supposed to be that moment that you just said then, Saeed, mate. But what you got to look at is, if this football club give Ole Solskjaer a 3-year contract, I give up. I literally give up any hope of us challenging for the top honours again. If you think Europa Leagues and League Cups and whatnot are where this club needs to be, then you need to go and watch the United Way programme. I've said this before. Anyone who needs to understand where I'm coming from, just go and watch that programme, and you'll understand my levels and where I think this football club should be at. I was all for Solskjaer finishing off his contract. See it out. No one gets upset. Nothing done and dusted. We were expecting a trophy and improvement in the league, and we almost ticked that box. We didn't. We did not tick the box. We came up short against a bang average team, and were made to look like I don't know what standard that was that we were playing at the other day, but it wasn't a Man United.
You see the Bailly and Lindelof giving the ball to each other. I've just retweeted it now. You need to see it,
mate.
No, but one thing I say about that,
it's ridiculous.
Like, who did that actually have options to pass to? Like, I think it was that screenshot of like 4 United forwards just standing in a straight line. So maybe the centre backs were passing to one another because they had no options in midfield or no options like attacking wise, and that just comes down to coaching. That comes down to coaching, then.
Culture levels.
Who's telling these players? Who's telling these? I tweeted it in the game. I said, who's telling these players to pass out from the back? Stop doing it, because you cannot do it. If you're being found out and losing possession to a team that's as crap as Villarreal, then there's serious worries. But all season, mate, that game pretty much summed up what United are all season. Whoever we're playing against, that's the standard. That's it. So when we're playing against a good team, we seem to be able to hit that level. Yeah, there are odd games when it goes completely peak, but more often than not, we go and raise our game to that level. But the problem is, when we come up against a poor team, we always seem to drop to that level as well, especially when it comes to the big occasions. It's like, don't let this game drop into Villarreal's hands. And from the word go, we just played their game. We didn't implement our game at all. And we just played their football the whole game. It was the worst final ever. It was crap. It was just so poor to watch. And we had the players on that pitch to absolutely run riot, mate. To run riot. But I was telling
Sophie. Yeah. I remember I was on a stream with Sophie, and she said, but what changes would you make? And I kept telling Sophie, are you sure? Are you sure? We can absolutely dominate the team. We only need one holding midfielder. We don't need 2 sitting midfielders. Kieran United here says, funny how Rashbeck is doing PR to cover this disaster class performance, telling us to trust the process. Too many scrubs in this team. Very, very strong comments there from Kieran.
Like Rashford admitting that he's been injured since September. I think that was the key in that whole interview. He shouldn't have been playing after this season. He shouldn't have been playing.
You know the trust the
process. I know everyone's coming down on him when he shouldn't be playing. It's ridiculous.
You know the trust the process thing. That's another thing that frustrates me with United fans. You know when people compare Solskjaer to Jurgen Klopp or Solskjaer to Sir Alex Ferguson? All these managers had pedigree before they came to their clubs. Even Jurgen
Pedigree.
Klopp,
Pedigree.
remember his first season at Liverpool? I think they conceded a lot of goals, but they were playing attacking football. There was clearly a philosophy
Yes.
there. He just didn't have the plays.
And they
With
got to the
Ole,
Europa League final, didn't they?
Yeah, with Ollie, he's been there 3 years now. He's got his plays. I think I saw a stat today where he spent the second most in the league behind Manchester City. I think he spent £279 million since he's come
0
in.
trophies.
So he's got his plays to an extent, but we still don't have a clear identity, a clear clear philosophy, and that's on Ollie. And this comment right here, Ollie needs better coaches. Ollie brings these coaches in. He should see this. He should know these coaches are not good enough and bring in other people. I think Jose Mourinho...
He's brought them in, though.
When Jose Mourinho went to Tottenham, I think he brought in the Lille coach, I think he was.
Yeah, Sacramento, I think it's called.
You can go get other coaches from other clubs if you're good enough. I think even Steve Bruce brought in that Graham Jones guy. And apparently he helped him a lot throughout, towards the end of the season.
Yep.
These managers should be doing that. Ollie should be doing this if you didn't want to hire his friends.
Yeah.
Or yes men, like Carrick, Phelan and McKenna are.
Yeah. He goes there. I do have my doubts about Ollie, but I feel Ollie needs better coach staff. McKenna, Kieran, Phil. Ollie is good at man management like Pogba. The problem is, Adam, man management, I don't think wins your titles, mate. You've got to be ruthless. You know, for me, right, the Gea moment, listen, I'm not trying to blame the Gea, I'm not trying to do anything, but he's been playing them too, honestly, like cat and mouse, mate. He's been playing them apart, mate. And I think for me, it's a bit cowardly. I don't know about you, Adam, but I think it's cowardly. He said Henderson's, it's almost hinted Henderson's my number one. And then towards the end of the season, he took Henderson out and then put De Gea in the final. Then he's not assessed that De Gea has not saved a penalty since 2016. That's very, very damning. All the people that when we have analysing coaches, we have people that are paid to analyse, and we haven't even understood.
You know what? I would not put it past him. The fact that De Gea played is probably because Alex Ferguson was there in the stands. He's about as sentimental as a lot of our fan base are. This is the problem. He's living in the past. It doesn't work. You just said it then. The amount of issues that he has to try and sort out this summer. And then somehow, like he said, get coaching again. Get time on the training ground. Like he said, he hasn't had all season. He's got to do that in a European Championships pre-season. Sorry, in the summer. So we've got the Euros. Then we've got to get back. But let's all be honest. Nothing happens while the Euros going on in the transfer market. So I'm looking at now, I'm going, okay, you've got Mata, you've got Matic, Pereira's coming back, Dallow's coming back, Laird, Menge, Lingard. You've got to sort all that mess out. Then you've got to sort out the unrest. People are saying he's a good man manager. Well, he's brought in Porto's captain, can't get a game. Yeah? He's brought in Diallo. Why?
There you go.
Why did you spend all that money when that could have gone to someone who was going to play and help you out as a manager? He's brought in Donny. Say no more. Simple as. Man's just made the Dutch squad for the Euros.
Yeah.
But he can't get in the United team. I'm talking here now. There's an absolute shopping list of problems. And we've not even touched on bringing anyone in. He's got to deal with all that this summer. Alongside two people in a so-called directors of football position, in that position for the first time in their careers, who've never done this job before. This club is an absolute mess. And you expect Ollie to be able to handle all of that while the Euros is going on and be ready and have this team ready. And let's not forget, again, I'll add on to that, all the players that are injured who are going to be in this Euros as well, playing, that he's not looked after or he's not put his foot down with because he's too soft. It's as simple as that, mate. He's got too much to do this summer. A trophy would have given him a little bit of breathing space, but now we're going into these Euros and every fan is doubting him right now. Even the Ollie Inners are doubting him because they've all gone quiet after that game because that was literally the worst audition ever. Excuse me, this is what he's done to me.
Oh man, get yourself ready. Ronald Jacob here goes, Klopp had a decent defense, now still bought Konate, but our club has Lindelof and Bailly, still not going in for a defender. Imagine Konate and Van Dijk. I think for me, United are looking at wrong options again. Jadon Sancho. Listen, I understand we need a right winger for balance here, but they're not even thinking about the CDM position, which Lindelof and Bailly were playing past the ball, mate. He looked like one of them Jackie Norris stories, you know what I mean? Like,
well,
honestly, it felt like a Jackie Norris story.
You see the comment there? I understand
Oh my
Ole Gunnar
God.
Solskjaer needs the personnel, yeah. But look at Liverpool this season. They had Nat Phillips, Reece Williams,
Yep.
Henderson, Fabinho playing centre back, and they conceded less goals than us. Defensive, like, don't get me wrong. Obviously, having better defenders helps, but having defensive coaches and defensive system helping them defend is also a massive part to that. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can sign all the centre backs he wants, all the full backs he wants. He also needs a defensive system and a defensive coach, whoever that is. If that's Kieran McKenna, clueless, clearly. He needs other people helping him if he's going to stay.
Is he been a good man manager though, Statman? A lot of people say to me he's been a very good man management.
Mate? With what?
I don't know. I kept saying this.
Look at Eric Bayer. Look at Eric Bayer.
Twan Xavier has been playing. There you go. Go on.
So he's just come out and said now after being given a new contract that he's going if he doesn't play. What? How is that not sorted out before that contract is signed? I'm sorry. Tell us. Van der Beek. Yeah, you can say he dealt with a Pogba situation quite well, but I'm looking at Pogba now. I'm thinking, how long am I hanging around? How long am I hanging around?
One thing I
say right now.
He hasn't. I don't think he's lost the players because the players still respect him. I think Pogba's one of the most influential players in the changing room, innit? And Pogba's obviously going to respect.
That man, who respects him? The ones who are playing. Are the ones who do the interviews.
Wait, just hear me out, yeah? I think Pogba's one of the most influential players in that changing room, innit? And Pogba's obviously going to have some sort of respect just because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was his academy manager when he was a kid and stuff, innit? So I think as soon as you lose Pogba, for me, he's that main guy in the changing room. I think he's lost the entire thing, but I think Pogba's kind of on side right now.
Yeah, because at the day, he's not been accounted for. He's not been accounted for.
Pogba probably knows he's not good enough and could potentially force a move to something.
Yeah. I think
other than the Pogba situation, he hasn't handled anything well. Look at Rashford's injuries. Look at Cavani. People forget Cavani. He played Cavani 5 games in a row and he got injured. When you know Cavani has an absolute shocking injury record.
I just think for me, right, I think we're in a bit of shambles at the minute. We are in a bit of shambles. I think a lot of us need to have a reality check of where we are. You know what I mean? I think, I look at the ambition of the club, Adam. I think it's in turmoil. I really do. We're about to give him a 3-year contract. By the way, shout out to everybody who's in the building. 600 of these right here. Please smash a like on the video. All this kind of, vibes, all this kind of, for me, nicey. I don't know about you, Adam, but it don't win you titles, mate. It don't win you titles. It don't win you kind of, it don't make a sense of people's mentality in the football club. People willingness to do things out of the comfort zone. Everyone looked a bit passive. I even looked at the player for, did anyone give enough risk taking there? Did anyone kind of willingness to win, getting behind, say to sometimes lose a position and say, you know what, Ollie, sometimes I need to risk take. Sometimes I'm not going to just stay in my position. There wasn't any of that. And then you've got a manager who doesn't give you any feel of that. And I just think for me, right, I'm sick of it all. I'm not even angry anymore. I just want it to end. I just want the whole situation to end. I'm tired.
This is it, mate, isn't it? It's like loads of people have sent me the clip of Craig Burley going on. And don't get me wrong, I don't listen to anything that man says, but when you throw stats out like 74 points would have got you nowhere higher than third for the last 4 or 5 seasons, I think it was.
Yeah.
Kind of tells you how kind of crazy this season was. It was a bit, it was different, wasn't it? Let's be honest, it wasn't a normal season. Yeah. But what you got to look at is, like you just said then, Said, mate, you're looking for reactions, you're looking for changes. Yeah. You're looking for an identity or a style of football. And we're still looking. People are going on saying, oh, it took Fergie so-and-so. Well, we're at that time now where it all started to click for Fergie. Mm. We're 3 years in. We're 3 years in.
With Aberdeen.
Yeah, but has he got the basics though, Adam? At least Fergie was built on the Aberdeen. Listen, why are we comparing Alex Ferguson to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? He had pedigree.
I don't know why.
He turned the whole face of Scottish football. And you're telling me, Fergie, 4 years he failed. Listen, there were circumstances to that.
Don't get me wrong. Fergie went into the club at the right time and he had full say and had complete control of the football club. That's not going to happen now. We know that. It's different times. But you have to be able to coach. That's one job. That's one job that you do need to be able. That's one part of your job you do need to be able and have to nail down when you're taking over the third highest paid squad in world football. That's one thing you need to have. Yeah. It's not Ollie's fault that the players are paid so much and the players are so much in the transfer market. But what is Ollie's fault is him saying nothing when it comes to players getting renewals. What is Ollie's fault is him coming out saying if Phil Jones comes back, there's another defender next year. Do you know what I mean?
Oh
These
my
are
God,
Ollie's
I'm tired.
And he says we need to bounce back next season now. It's like, forget about that season, fans. Forget about all the carnage that we've caused, all that heartache in the final about not turning up. Forget that. It doesn't matter. We're going to bounce back next season. United's PR crew in full swing. Automated message on every player's social media. We come back, we go again. If I hear we go again one more time, my phone's going through that window, mate. I'm sick to death of it. It's absolutely pathetic how this football club is run. And you know what? For them players to go out on that pitch, having been fully rested, by the way, having had one man missing out of the whole squad in Harry Maguire, to try and set up a team to beat a third-rate crap outfit that Villarreal are and be completely embarrassed, that speaks volumes, absolute volumes. And for me, that's unforgivable, mate. It really is. You talked about the Henderson and De Gea situation there, mate.
Yeah.
He's talking about bringing another goalkeeper in who's not better than 3 of our goalkeepers that we've got at the football club right now.
I know.
They're going to give this man a 3-year contract and then end up paying him out another 20 million out of his deal. That's going to take money away from the coffers to buy a new player. This is how crap this football club is run.
You know what, man? Conte available, Zidane available, could even buy out Ten Hag's contract, but we are run by clowns and muppets. You know, that just shows you, the title of the video, man. Man United are lacking any kind of ambition.
Run by clowns is spot on because it's 9:27 on Friday and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer still hasn't got sacked. Juve sacked Pirlo. I think he won 2 titles and got them top 4.
Yep.
The Borussia Dortmund manager early on in the season got sacked for less. Tuchel got sacked for less. Juve also sacked Maurizio Sarri when they won the title, and we're keeping Ole for a 4th season now. I think it is when he's won 0.
Yeah, it's a 4th season. Yeah.
I think this an 8-point improvement in terms of points wise from his first season.
Yeah.
And he spent over 270 million. And we're accepting this.
And
now, if I'm the owners here, do I trust Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with the money now?
Yeah.
Look at it that way. The answer is no.
I said
do you trust him? That's true.
I said that 6 months ago. What Statman just said there. Then can you blame? And we all hate the Glazers, but are they looking at it now? If I was a Glazer now, I'd be going, right, if I'm going to get back on board here, I don't think they will, by the way, not a chance. But we're speaking to the fans, we're trying to be taking this football club to the next level, then is that with Ole? Is that with this bunch of players even right now? This is what you've got to start asking. And if you as a realistic owner, then you'd have to explain to the fans, look, maybe we've made a mistake here. But if they give Ole a 3-year contract, everything that they say in this so-called meeting or with the fans is a lot of bullshit.
You know what, man? It's to buy time. It's to buy time, people.
You know what, mate? I think if we'd have won that final, we'd have already had the announcement that Ole signed his 3-year deal. They're going to wait until it all dies down, and then they're going to announce it.
Do you reckon he announced it before the Euros?
I do, yeah.
Statman, what do you reckon?
I think
it's going to be next week or so.
I think there's going to be a period in the transfer window where everyone's complaining about lack of signings, and I think then, when there's all that negativity, give Ole the new contract. Because there's still a large proportion of United fans that Ole in somehow.
I think the Sancho deal's hotting up right now. The Sancho deal's hotting up. I think Man United are saying that they're in talks. Well, I don't know if that's talks or just, hello there.
Oh, mate.
We're kind of interested in Sancho.
Crap, mate, innit? Well, all Sky Sports have done there is gone, oh, crap, there's nothing going on this week. Sancho United... Romano pretty much said that that's been going on 4 months ago still. It's old news, mate. We know United were interested in Sancho. It's a lot of crap.
Leaking stuff out.
It is. That's what it is.
That's what I think.
The attention away.
Yeah. You know, when you look at the kind of Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I think, Staten, when you look at the options, man, and when you look at the kind of ambition, and you look at what's for next season, you know what I mean? When you look at the likes of Liverpool, they've had the worst season I've seen in about a couple of years, and they finished only, 5 points behind us without their chosen centre-backs, without, they've had like Nat Phillips and that other kid with a bobblehead, you know what I mean? What's his name?
They've had to move them midfield. Like Henderson.
Honestly, mate, he had a bobblehead at one point.
Reece Williams.
Phillips.
Yeah, Reece Williams. Yeah, he had a bobblehead at one point. And Chelsea have sacked a manager, and they've got to an FA Cup final, top 4, and they're about to win the Champions League, or could be 90 minutes away from the Champions League.
Keep saying it like that, mate, because if City win tomorrow, my life.
Oh my God, mate! That's when for me the Ollie In fans will say what? You know what? Bloody hell, mate! We're City have won the Champions League. Oh, we must act now.
Actually,
listen.
You see that, yeah? Let's look at this Ole Gunnar Solskjaer regime here. Liverpool have won the Premier League and they've won the Champions League, I think it is. City have won the Premier League and they could win the Champions League tomorrow.
Yeah.
And what we do? What are we doing? We've got an unserious.
We're about to give Ole a contract.
We've got an unserious coaching staff in Kieran McKenna, Michael Carrick, Mike Phelan, whoever the goalkeeping coach is, whoever that
Mike
is.
Mike Phelan, right? I'm sick of that, brother. I'm sick of Mike Phelan tweeting. I'm sick of him tweeting before a game saying,
"That's all he does."
Oh, we're going to Benidorm. We're at Benidorm. We're in Granada. Look at us. How about you concentrate on training these guys here? How about you concentrate on getting these guys tactically sorted out instead of tweeting nonsense, mate? I'm sick of this guy, McPhelan, bringing out these good vibes. Look at us. We're on our way. We're back to where we... I'm sick of it because what he does, right, it gives a false sense of security and a false sense of reality to these Man United fans that everything's all right. It's the Fergie days. It's bullshit. I've had enough of this absolute propaganda that we're trying to get somewhere we're not. And what they're trying to do is using a smoke screen of Phelan, Ole, Carrick, the DNA of Man United. It's not happening, people. It's not. So get your shorts and crack on, mate. I'm sick of you. Go back to Australia, where you were and where you were left down there because you were rubbish and you had your time with that Ferguson, and that was that. But apart from that, mate, you're done.
Expiry date, in Australia, rating Usain Bolt as a footballer.
Man, I'm done with this,
That just
man.
said it all.
Mate, do you know what? This isn't even Mike Phelan's fault. Mike Phelan shouldn't be in this position. He does nothing. All I ever see him do is sat on the bench.
What's he doing there, lad? What's he doing that?
Why is he
here? See that picture? You see that picture when he's doing that? Listen, what are you doing that, man? What are you training these guys? Oh my God, man. I swear down. Mike Phelan. He had his time, guys. What are we doing with Mike Phelan in 2021? He doesn't have any input. When he's coming in, he's all... Have you seen him when they're about to do the extra time? He's there just tapping people on the shoulders, saying, go on, lads, go on, lads. They don't want to hear that. They want you to tell them what to do, where to go, what positions to take, tactically, what do we do? But again, man, we're just here trying to do this DNA bullshit when it's never, ever going to work. You see Man City doing all this DNA bullshit? No. And all this nonsense about manager, long-term vision, it don't happen anymore, people. We have to get with the times. It's a 2-3 year plan. Move on, new manager. Don't get attached. Don't get the sentiment value in, because I've never done that for me. When Mourinho left his time, won the Europa League, won the Carabao Cup, right, we move on now. 3 and 4 year plan, we move on. Top clubs and a new era. Pep Guardiola is a different breed. We'll never get that. Klopp is a different breed. Tuchel will be sacked in about 2 years' time, believe it or not. The next manager will be sacked, Tottenham manager will be sacked after 2 years' time. Everyone will have their merry-go-round. But for us, we need to get rid of this mindset that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to be here for the next 10 years when it's never going to happen, people. It's never. So get with it, people, and start realizing that our club is a mess. We have to move on. We're living in the past. Shout out to ML. We're living in the past, people. I'm done with this club, man. I swear down.
Everyone's happy then, guys. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, honestly, man, I just had to let that out, man. You get me? Because I'm just...
Mate, this is exactly where United fans are right now. I just did a video before, mate. I had the most positive United fan on in Keane. You all know Keane.
Yeah, Keane is positive, man. I'll tell you that.
Guy was nearly in tears, having to face reality about what was going on with the football club right now. This is how much it's affecting the fans. Do you know what I mean? I think maybe next week you'll start seeing some statos come out about what Ollie's done good and what's changed. When all the dust has settled and everything, they'll all start coming out next week. You'll start getting some PR crap come out from the football club trying to deflect attention away. And I think that's when all the announcements will start coming out. But we got to look at it. We're going, what confirmation have we got that we're buying our season tickets back next season, that anything is going to change? It's not going to change, is it? Do you know what I mean? A leopard never changes its spots.
Adam, I'm only coming there to see you, and we'll go for some, you know what I mean, some grub after, man. That's all we're doing, man. We're just linking up, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's all we're doing, man. Because we're not seeing anything, mate.
I mean,
we're not seeing anything.
We cannot forget the main issue at hand, which is the hierarchy and the Glazers and everything going on. But at the end of the day, we have a lifestyle as well, and that is watching our football team. Yeah. And what narks me is the amount of people even involved in the club right now who are on that programme talking about the United way. You know what? There are players at this football club that know the United way, but we're being held back. Yeah. We're being held back. We haven't got the elite coaches at this football club that should be there. We haven't got the elite manager, you could say, that should be at this football club. We never, before Ollie, we were never going for the best. We were never going for the best before Ollie. Van Gaal was done. Yeah. Mourinho wasn't as big as he used to be. He'd been to another 2 or 3 clubs before he came to United. We would never been in for the best manager.
But even then, those 2 managers had pedigree. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer don't even have that.
Even never then, man. Even then, beforehand, this is the way the club's gone. It's gone down and down and down in the way its transfers are dealt with, the way it employs its staff. It's just keeping on this spiral. And if Ollie gets a new contract, then I think we've hit rock bottom. And that's no disrespect to him, man. I don't want to slag him off, but I'm looking at it as a fan and what football I expect to see on the football pitch. And what I've seen the last 3 years, apart from the odd game, we've never controlled a football match. We've never been in the ascendance there for what, maybe 2 or 3 games in a row where you thought, you know what, I'm confident going into this game after what I've seen the week before. Every game we're going into, we don't know what we're getting. Every single game, we don't know what's turning up. We do know we've got players who can win us a match on any given day. But you could do so much more with them players right now. You can do a lot with them players that we've got. We're just not getting the best out of our best attributes.
And that's the problem.
And you need the right staff in the right positions to do this.
Yeah. Absolutely. We got over 900 people watching, you get me? Big up to everybody supporting the channel right now. Make sure you are subscribing if you are new. Subscribing to Adam Matters TV. The link is in the title. Also, please like the video, people. I think we're about 260 likes. If you are watching this, please smash a like on the video. Stam, I'm going to come to you next. You know what I mean? Adam's talking about signings and whatnot. You go get Sancho, Varane, Declan Rice. Are you not going to see the same principles in coaching? You're not going to see the same, principles in terms of, literally Ollie is risk averse. He's a bit, for me, a bit cowardly in terms of what he does. He doesn't change it around. You've got Donny van de Beek lying around there. You've got Juan Mata, who thinks that he's still going to stay next season. You've got all these players. Amad Diallo, not going to be playing in the summer, really, is he? I don't think there's African nations, is there? So, he's not going to be playing. No confidence, no build-up. I don't think we're going to really have a pre-season because we're not allowed to travel anywhere. It's for me, I don't know, man. It just feels like, what's the point, man, with Ollie? Like, we're not getting anywhere, so why build with him? Just the simple principles of coaching and what we need right now, we haven't got it with Ollie. If this was a game about passion and vibes and, knowing what it is to play about for Man United, then I think Ollie would get an A-star. But it's not that, mate. It's about, playing football and, having a coach that can win us trophies. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, for me, it's not good enough to do that, stat man. So what we're doing...
You're touching on the new signing thing, yeah? I guarantee you this. You can clip this all you want. You can give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer 11 world-class players. He won't win you the league. You actually need to be a competent manager. People keep saying Zidane had all these players at Real. Who was a manager before Zidane? Did he win the league? Did he win the Champions League? The answer is no.
There you
with
go,
the exact same players.
There you go.
Look at Thomas Tuchel. He's coming at Chelsea.
Rafa Benitez.
Tuchel, the exact same place as Frank Lampard. Look where Frank Lampard had these plays. Look at Thomas Tuchel. A competent person has had these plays. That's the difference a top coach makes. Is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a top coach? No. Has he got top coaching stuff? The answer is no. So even if the board signed him Sancho, Varane, Harry Kane, you can give him everyone. I still won't trust him. He won't win anything. I can guarantee you that. to like a major honor. Zidane's available as well. Zidane's available.
But Zidane don't
Conte's
speak
available.
English. No. Zidane don't speak English.
Does Bielsa speak English?
No. Well,
Yeah,
that's
he's
not. No,
easy.
that's not me. That's not me. That's that man. That's the people that say, "Well, Zidane doesn't speak English. How's he supposed to deploy the tactics?" Conte, no, hold on. Conte ruffles a few feathers. You know, he'll tell McTominay to shut up. You know, he'll tell Paul Pogba to pull his socks up and work hard. Or he might destroy the dressing room. He might make it a bit but that will destroy.
What do we say? We say the players are comfortable. Conte comes in, ruffles a few feathers. I'm fine with that because these players are too comfortable. You see Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof, especially Victor Lindelof. The guy could have 40 bad games and he'll still start the next game. Eric Bailly would never get a chance. Alex Turin would never get a chance. Donny van der Beek could have a good game. But don't worry, Scott McTominay and Fred will play the next game.
Perfect example of what Statman just said there. Rudiger at Chelsea, ready to go. Tuchel's come in, everyone gets a fair crack. If you're playing well, if you're training well, if you're doing the right things, when you play a game and you do well in that game, you're in line to play for the next game. Why has Rudiger all of a sudden turned into an half-decent player again? Don't get me wrong, I don't rate him, but he stayed and he's upped his work rate and he's playing better because the manager has given him a reward for doing that. Our players don't get rewarded when they play well. You get rewarded for mediocrity at our football club. It's as simple as that. And that man's dead right. If you play well, you keep your place. It's simple basics of football coaching and football management. If you're playing well, even Fergie said it.
Rohan.
Chicharito came on and scored off the bench. And Ferguson, in the interview afterwards, said he just played his way into the starting lineup for the next game. You can't ignore quality. Quality. You've got to be able to utilise the squad. We've got the biggest squad in the league. Yeah, it may not have the quality in it that other teams might have in certain positions, but man, there are games this season where we really could have got more out of our squad. We really could. And maybe these players would have been on board. We had 2 Champions League winners sat on the bench who could have done something in that final. You know what I mean? We had 2 of them sat on the bench who could have actually implemented or calmed things down. But we didn't. We brought Fred on. We brought Fred on for our best forward. We had Harry Maguire, who was injured, on the bench, playing with Rooney and Ferguson in the stand. What's he on the bench for? He's not going to play. He had his slippers on. What's the point of being on the bench? Sentimental FC. I'm done with it. And then everyone's looking at the pictures with Ferguson and De Gea at the end of the game. I'm like, seriously, if you're going to cling on to that, all these broken heart emojis about De Gea,
I'm done. I'm not falling for that.
I don't care. I love Bruno.
Come careless.
I don't care. I love Bruno. You know what I mean? Yeah. I've got no issue with De Gea as people think I have. I haven't. I just think Henderson works better with our defence. If they're crying at the end of the game, I could not give a shit. I don't care. You're playing for Manchester United, and you know what, mate? It does my head in. I may be a bit harsh. It's just the way I play football. It's the way I like football to be played. I grew up through the 80s. I grew up watching United and going in the 90s when it was men playing football. You know what? This game has gone completely the opposite way. This team has got no mentality. It really hasn't. And when you've got players like, no disrespect, McTominay and Fred coming out talking, we go again, we do this, we do that, everyone's together. Shut your mouth. Don't say anything after a pathetic performance like that. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. It's not going to sit with the fans. All it's going to do is wind us up even more. And you moan about the amount of abuse you get on the sideline. And don't get me wrong, the real abuse, I'm not for any of that. That's pathetic what happened to Rashford and everything like that. But when we criticise players' performances on the pitch, and you think that's harsh, shut up. Shut your mouth. I'm sick of it. It's soft.
But you see the mentality thing. One thing I'll say about the mentality thing, Jose Mourinho had these players. So I have some of these players and they still won trophies. This mentality, for me, the 11 on the pitch represent what the coaching staff do, what the manager does in the training ground. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has no mentality about him. We can clearly see that.
It's an identity. Everyone, you can see Tuchel, you can see an identity on the pitch.
Identity.
Well, listen. Tuchel is an identity. You know what I mean? Guardiola identity. Klopp, there's an identity. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, for me, there's nothing there. I can't honestly. When I put even bias aside and I put, you know what I mean, the fact that I'm Ollie out or whatnot, I put that aside. I genuinely don't think there's anything that I can say I can see culture level Ollie's doing. Apart from that, they like each other. That's all I can see. I can't see patterns of play. It's freestyle football. Adam, 2 years ago, I said to you, go on.
See the perfect thing about
West
nothing
Ham.
we worked on.
West Ham,
Look at our set pieces. Look at the amount of set pieces we could see. You're telling me the coaching staff don't know that and they're not working on anything throughout the week. We conceded another set piece against Villarreal. We can see set pieces literally every other week. What are the coaching staff doing? This zonal marketing is an absolute joke. For me, if you're doing zonal marketing, you need a top coach. Pep Guardiola, I think City do zonal marketing.
We got that guy.
Even an average coach would know that your players aren't good enough to do zonal marking. So at least play to their strengths and use what you've got to their best of their ability. We haven't got the brain cells in our defenders to actually play zonal marking. No. I'm sorry. It's like you said, it's 38% of goals this season conceded, set pieces.
Yeah.
Man alive, the last few games of the season, even with Harry Maguire, we were conceding goals from set pieces. Don't get me wrong, but as soon as you take out some of that organisation, we had 8 players in a line and their Villarreal goal against 4 forwards. We could not handle it. Now tell me that's working. Look at the replay. They had 4 yellow shirts and 8 defenders, and they still got the ball to their man. You can put 2 players on each one of their players, and they still got there before us.
Yeah, crazy.
But you see the player mentality thing for the
go on.
You don't have the players for zonal market. I don't think that's the case. I think, let's be honest, these defenders are good enough. These defenders should be good enough for anything. Man marking or zonal marking. But you're telling me
basics.
Yeah, it's basics. But like,
of course.
Just look at the sub that Ollie made the other day when Rashford came on and we could take it straight from a corner. That just comes down to coaching, in-game management. He's clueless.
Facts.
That's common sense. Everyone in the football world knows
you learn that in Sunday League
when you're defending
basic
the corner.
Stuff. Which is why I don't care if we have the players. The players are good enough.
Yeah. We've got super chat here. By the way, we've got over 1,000 people watching, man. I can't believe you're getting me. You man are showing up. You get me. Make sure you're liking the video. Make sure you're subscribing if you are new.
Pissed off. That's what it is, mate. They want to rant.
Yeah.
They want to let off some steam.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Make sure you're liking the video, people. You get me? We've got over 1,000 people watching. Jermaine Jackson here says we have the worst coach among all the big clubs in Europe.
Jermaine Johnson.
Jermaine Johnson. Yeah, sorry, Jermaine Jackson's a bloody, part of 5, mate. Bloody hell. Oh, that's how bad my head's gone, people. I'm from Florida, and no MLS team would hire Ollie. He's the worst coach. Yeah, he's the worst coach I've ever seen, people.
That comment right
You know what? Yeah.
Is Ollie going to Solskjaer get a job in the top 5 leagues after this? The answer is no. And what we're giving him time, because he's a club legend. Are we not attractive?
Is it because Man United are not attractive anymore? That maybe the manager's not even trying to even sniff around or...
Listen, Graham Potter will come to United if you gave him the opportunity and he will do a better job than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. That's a fact. The only reason we're keeping Ole because he's an ex-player and he takes all the heat off the Glazers because he's a club legend. That's all it is. He's clueless and he's a cheap appointment as well. He's probably on less than whatever Jose and Louis van Gaal. Even David Moyes probably.
But he will be on 10 million a year, Adam. You know what I mean? We've got John Bravo here. I don't know if he's some people you don't know what fan they are. So John Bravo, listen, you got no Avi account, so I'm just going to assume you're trolling me. You guys are full funny, so negative. I don't know what you've been seeing, mate. So John Bravo.
How can you not be negative after that game? How can you?
I don't know what fan he is. I don't know. He could be anyone. He could be a trolling. So
when you said the top coach thing, someone said it. Poch wanted the moves. He was on Sky Sports, literally saying, "Come get me." And the club didn't sack Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Even what's the guy called? He goes, maybe a club in red, and then after that he goes, "Your future, you never know."
I think even Allegri was learning English for the last 2 years.
Listen,
giving it to Allegri.
I think you could have given it to most managers with a bit of competence. I think I just look at the season now. You know what I mean? Obviously, we'll do a season review probably next week, but. Where do we go from here, Adam, man? Where do we actually go from here? Because I know it sounds bad, yeah. We're gonna have to sum it up in about 5 minutes because we're gonna wrap it up in 5 minutes. But where do we actually go from here, people? Where do we actually go from here? That's the word.
I asked that same question on my show a minute ago, mate. The answer is Nobody knows, because no one at the club knows where we're going, mate. And the fans are just there to just get punished, mate. They don't understand the amount of stick that United fans are going to get for this. And I look at it now in terms of going forward. It's like it's going to be the same, because nothing's changing, mate. Nothing's changing. Unless you bring in the best of the best into the team, we're not going to see any personnel changes. And then, like Statman said, are we going to see any system change or a style of football, even with them players in? Because we've got midfielders and forwards that would get into any team in the world. But we're not getting the best out of them because we've got no system, we've got no identity. That's the problem, mate. And unless
Adam, what do you look at though?
Coaching changes and the whole staffing system changes, then I don't see anything changing from what we're doing right now, mate. It's not changed in 3 years. End of the season, we've burnt out and we've failed in the big occasions, season after season after season. And it's not like it's tough opposition, mate. We've been playing some crap. We've not played any elite team in any major competition in any sort of semi-final, barring City in the League Cup.
City,
That was it. Every other team, Leicester, Seville,
Leicester, let's be honest.
Villarreal.
We should have.
You know what I mean?
Kieran United go sick of this passion merchant bullshit at the club. The fans, that facility are the worst. You can't be Ollie in and glaze out. It's contradictory. What I want to say though, I'll just point on that, Adam, is what I was going to say. Oh, I've lost it. But I just think for me though, and Statman Baines, nothing's going to really change. You know what I mean? Next season, tactically, I don't think it's going to get any better. The team, for me, can we get any better though? Because we've gone third, second. Surely it would be then to win the league, and I think we're miles away from winning the league. You know, mate. Would it not be that Man United end up leveling off and going even down, like maybe even struggling to make top 4?
City are going to strengthen. Liverpool have already signed Kanate today. They've announced it already. That's what big clubs do. Already prepared. Chelsea
Leicester are signing players.
Leicester have signed players already. And look at us. Have we even been linked with a holding midfielder? We've been linked with a Getafe centre midfielder who can't even pass the ball, like 70% pass accuracy or something.
Yeah.
That's the quality of players that we're looking at. And then what? Jadon Sancho is going to fix everything. Jadon Sancho is going to help us.
Jadon Sancho will be the only signing. He'll be the only signing, I think, for me.
I think
the thing is, it's like Jadon Sancho. You buy Jadon Sancho for 80 million.
80.
That's 110 million, because you can add 30 million of Diallo on top of that, who will never play because Sancho's now been brought in.
Yeah.
So whatever.
But does Sancho even come though? Because does Sancho even come? I don't understand this. You've got Diallo, Greenwood, James.
Sancho starts.
You've got Pelestri as well.
Even if he's on the left.
No, I'm just saying though, what's the thinking behind it when you've already got it's already kind of like jam-packed over there when players are not even getting game time or whatnot. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, for me, Diallo looking at that thinking, bloody hell, why have I got 40 million?
Sancho is elite. For me, he's probably top 10 wingers in the world already at his age, which is incredible.
Yeah.
He starts with any team in the world.
I don't know if he'll be a fix, man. I really, really don't know if that will be enough for a fix.
You're looking for positives and you can't find any because the season's done now. We can't get any encouragement from what's happened on the pitch. And we know what's coming next. It's the summer of Manchester United. We know the excuses that are coming. So
desperation.
We can't get encouraged. We don't think finishing the season that way, heading into the season again with the same players, then I can't really see how anything's going to change when everyone else strengthens. Yeah. It's like the interview with Pep Guardiola. It says, if you lose with a certain team, especially if you do it 2 years in a row, you have to change. You have to change it. You have to change it. Or you'll stay still and you will never succeed. There's only one man who he's learned that off. And he was the best manager in the world at doing it. And that was adapting with the times and adapting to change.
Alex Ferguson.
You cannot live with the same squad. People are forgetting how long this squad has been together now. The likes of Rashford and Martial, they're going down as epic fails in United's history. As good as they are on the day, they're going to be known as the players that failed. And why? Because the manager didn't challenge them. He rewarded them for mediocrity and said they were the best players. That's the team I wanted to play week in, week out. Well, let me tell you, you've had 3 years of them, Ole, and what have you won?
Yeah.
You know what the worst
And the
thing is?
worst, yeah, go on, start around it.
You know when fans say, "Oh, look at Sir Alex. He needed time to build. You need a 7-10 year project, whatever." Let me tell you this. Look at Chelsea. Chelsea sack managers every 2-3 years, and they still win league titles and in the Champions League final tomorrow. City, like before Pep, they had Roberto Mancini, Pellegrini. Like they were sacking managers as well, and we're still winning league titles. Juve sack managers, and they still win league titles.
And they'll win the title next season with Allegri.
The project should be 2 to 3 years. That's how it is for every single manager. What it seems
every single manager. Then you don't get attached. Then you don't have a split fan base. I'm not gonna lie to you. Chelsea, I don't think their fan base is split on the Tuchel. They're keen on there. Anyway, listen, and the worst is yet to come, people. City could win the Champions League, mate, and that for me would top it all off to a total disaster. Big up to everybody who's tuned in. We got 1.1k people watching live. I think that's been the biggest one for a while, people. Listen, we'll be back.
Let me end it here. You see this another season on McFred. People keep saying, "Oh, if Zidane comes in, he's still gonna have McFred." We're acting like we don't have Nemanja Matic and Donny van der Beek on the bench who don't even play. You don't have to play McFred every single game.
You're acting like another manager isn't going to come in and play a different formation.
Yeah,
exactly.
There you go then. You never know, people. But people, it's been a journey. 56 minutes in, we're going to wrap it up, people here. I've got the big 6 in 4 minutes. They're going to absolutely give it to me, but I'm going to try and just stand on my feet and just think of, you know what I mean, think of ways to kind of, we've got super chat here.
Think of expressions, Ed.
Yeah, exactly. Toby here with the late super chat in injury time. He goes, the Alex argument is stupid. Alex Ferguson had a pedigree before he came, so it made sense to give him more time. Oli is a relegation manager at best. That's probably the best way to wrap up the podcast. And the people, I've enjoyed this podcast. It gave me good therapy. If you've enjoyed it, please smash a like on the video. I think we've got over 400 people 400 likes already. Make sure you get that likes up, people. It would be good to get 1k likes on the video. That's the dream. What channel is the big circus on? It's in Turkish channel, Turkish LDN. Make sure you go check it out with you. Yeah, man. Big up to everybody who's tuned in. Like the video. Make sure you subscribe to Adam's channel. Literally, it's in the title. All you do is click on the hyperlink. It'll take you straight there. Get this guy, you know what I mean? He's doing big things over there. So make sure you go check him out. I'll be on his channel Sunday, 7 o'clock. Another therapy. If you want to be there, be there. We're going to just dissect everything all again. Statman Bays on Twitter, Instagram. Make sure you go check him out. But for me, people, you know my feeling. Oli has to go, whether you like it or not. Manchester United are in turmoil. We have no ambition at all. Take care. Bye-bye. Peace.